Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 10th day of May 2023. I hope you're all safe and healthy today and that your family is also safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field along with the first responders who every day are out here trying to save lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep places clean and disease-free. And those that make deliveries of food and water and important things that we take for granted, like mail, for our convenience. Double blessings upon the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover. The teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims also of pornography, child pornography, prostitution, human trafficking, sex slavery. Double curses on all the perpetrators that are out here arranging these things, ordering these things. Double curses on the profiteers who make money out of this so-called business. And double curses on the perverts that create the demand among which the other perverts create the supply. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless in the United States of America and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So, there's a basketball game scheduled tonight. The New York Knicks to take on the Miami Heat at Madison Square Garden. Well, is this going to be the last night of the season for the New York Knicks? Or will their season continue? Now, I spoke the other day and mentioned to you the odds are they're not going to come back from a 3-1 deficit and beat the Heat. I hope they do, but the odds are they won't. But I would like to see them win tonight in Madison Square Garden. Even if their season comes to an end in Miami, I'd like for them to win tonight in Madison Square Garden. Now, a couple of things. It is possible, of course, for the Knicks to come back from 3-1. But what they'd have to do first is figure out a way to beat playoff Miami Heat with playoff Jimmy Butler playing. They haven't done that yet. The game that they won was without playoff Jimmy Butler. So tonight, if they can win tonight, it is possible for them to continue. Not only will they obviously continue their season, but it is possible for them to be one of the rare teams that come back from a 3-1 deficit because they would have figured out if they win tonight how to beat Miami Heat with playoff Jimmy Butler. We'll talk about that if they survive. Let's talk about how they will win tonight. How can the Knicks win this game tonight? Well, let's start with Jalen Brunson. Let's start with the starting five with Jalen Brunson. First off, Brunson is hurt. I think it's pretty obvious he's playing in pain. I mean, everybody's a little banged up right now, but Brunson more than most. Brunson is playing hurt, and he is showing his leadership of the Knicks by putting out tremendous performances in spite of the fact that he's playing hurt. So JB is going to show up. JB is going to be a warrior because that's what JB is. And so that's going to be a given. I need him to play a high IQ game, which, again, I'm very confident he will do that. I need him to play a high IQ game. He's going to suffer some on defense because he's already not a great defender. But with his ankles being what they are right now, his mobility is even more limited. So we got the Knicks, that is, have to try to put him on the worst or the least threat on the Miami offense. Now, in the beginning of the series, that was Max Strus. But Max Strus has been having himself a playoffs. I mean, he really has been dynamic in this playoff series. So it might be difficult for Brunson. Obviously he's not going to guard Gabe Vincent. He shouldn't be trying to guard even Kyle Lowry, although a healthy Brunson could do that. But this is playoff Lowry, and that's a different animal. But if they have Duncan Robinson out there, he should guard him. But maybe Caleb Martin, that would probably be. But Caleb Martin goes off the dribble a lot. This is going to be difficult, and that's why one of the reasons why the Knicks have been struggling this whole series. Brunson's been hurt. His defense has been below par because of that, because of his lack of mobility at this situation. And Miami's been exploiting him. So I am hoping that the best option for him would be either Gabe Vincent or Max Strus. If he can do that, that's a key here. Okay, he's going to be a warrior offensively. He's going to give whoever is guarding him fits, even in his injured condition, because he's just a special player in terms of, as we know, he's an elite footwork guy. I mean, elite, Hall of Fame, elite, all-time elite footwork guy. Very few guys in the history of the league have had the type of footwork that this guy has. And so that's going to make him tough. If his three-pointer is dropping, all the better for the Knicks. So he'll probably try to compensate with his lack of defense with his output on offense, which is normally the case in a normal Jalen Brunson healthy situation. His offense is going to be so high plus that whatever negative he brings on the defense is overshadowed. And that's generally what it works with him. RJ Barrett needs to continue to do what he's been doing. RJ has come to play in this playoff series. He had a little bit of a rough start against Cleveland. And again, I don't think that was his fault. I think that's the way the defense was set. I think that's the way the offense was flowing for the Knicks. And so he didn't get the lanes he needed to. One thing he did improve on, though, that he figured out by the end of the Cleveland series is he needs to make, and as Thibodeau's been telling him, he needs to make quick decisions. Pass, shoot, drive, whatever you're going to do, make a quick decision. Do not just over-dribble the basketball. And he has been a problem in this series for the Miami Heat. So all I need is for him to continue to do that, but have a little bit more heads up overall. He made some 3 turnovers the other day. He knows that he needs to be a little bit more heads up, a little bit more sure. RJ is a big game player. And so all of these playoff games that he's playing, from even Cleveland to now, he is learning. He's a sponge. He's absorbing all of this. And he's going to take this into the offseason with him. And he's going to come back better next year. Okay. And so I'm excited about RJ because of that. Being 22 years old, he really is just soaking all this stuff up. So I'm expecting him to continue to do that. He's going to be the warrior he always is. He just needs to make quick decisions with the basketball, as he has been doing. He has to be his heads up on defense and stop. Don't get fooled here. He's learning, but that's what he has to do. I'm not as worried about RJ. I'm kind of counting on him to be able to help the Knicks in whatever capacity, whether it be rebounding, assist, playmaking, or of course scoring or defense. I'm expecting him to be ready to play. Then there's Quentin Grimes. This has been one of the issues with the Knicks this whole series. I mean, this is what happens. Some people just lose sight. The cursory Knicks fan could be annoying because they don't know what they're talking about and they talk a lot. But Quentin Grimes hurt his shoulder in the Cleveland series. So that caused him to be out. They brought in Josh Hart. Josh Hart played very well, as we know. So Tom Thibodeau likes to go with the hot hand in these type of situations. So he's stuck with Hart in the starting lineup. But Hart cannot guard Jimmy Butler. He cannot shoot consistently enough. So he doesn't even want to shoot sometimes. So Quentin Grimes, to me, is just flat out the better basketball player. Without even, and that's not saying nothing against Hart. Hart is in his prime, but Hart is built for the second unit. And so Quentin Grimes is starting. But that was what they did. That was the adjustment from last game on Monday. Now, we got to get Quentin Grimes more touches. Okay? We need Quentin Grimes to space the floor. He's capable of doing it. He's capable of going off the dribble. He's capable of finishing. But he has to have the ball in his hands, and he has to get the ball in his hands in positions for him to be successful. I'm looking for him to get at least 12 shots today. 15 would be better. If he can get that, the Knicks will be in good shape because he is able to guard both Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry. He's able to do it. I'd like him to be on Butler most of the game. I really don't like seeing Josh Hart trying to guard Jimmy Butler. It's usually been a disaster, obviously. So I'd like for Q-Dog to be on him a little bit more. And so that would be a key here to me. Having him get at least 12 to 15 shots up. Having him guard Jimmy Butler most of the game and have Hart guard whoever else, whether it be Lowry, Vincent, or whoever else, Strus, whoever else is giving us problems, let Hart guard them. Hart cannot guard Jimmy Butler. He's too small. Butler is too smart. He takes advantage of that. There is no weakness in the defensive game of Quentin Grimes to guard Jimmy Butler. He could do it. Okay, whatever Butler tries to do, Quentin can match him there. So that's a key here also. Now, with Julius Randle, for all of the trade Julius Randle talk, and I'm with it, I understand. What the Knicks need from him tonight, I need him to play some defense. Okay? He seems to, if he has any energy to play, he's going to play offensively. Perhaps that's good because he feels like the Knicks need the scorer. We need him to come through on the defensive end of the basketball floor today. And to do what his strength is, which is rebounding. I need him to rebound the basketball and to play defense, which means not only head up defense, and he could do that when he feels like it, but I need him to rotate and give a crap about rotating to cover his teammates if they get beat. I need him to do that tonight. If he could do that, the Knicks will be in good shape. Okay? I'm not worried about him shooting 6 3-pointers. If he does, great. But what he's been doing, or should I say not doing, is putting any effort on the defensive end of the basketball floor. I need him to do that. He will guard a guy head up. If it's him and that guy one-on-one, he will guard that guy head up most of the time. But then there's times when the guy, whoever guards him, just goes by him like he's standing still, which in his case, there's no excuse. He's athletic enough and agile enough to stay in front of guys, especially guys that are his size. He should be able to do that. There is no way he should be just letting guys go by him. And then if a guy gets beat off a double team, he needs to rotate and be there. Now, some of y'all was like, nobody's holding Julius Randle accountable. You don't know what you're talking about. And I keep telling you, stop it. Tom Thibodeau is not going to call him out publicly, but he does call him out in private meetings. I'm sure of it. He needs to do that. He needs to have already done that. We need Julius defensively today, and we need him on the boards, heavy on the boards. If we can get him heavy on the boards, that will unlock Mitchell Robinson. Okay? That will unlock Mitchell Robinson. And so he started to do it at the first half of this last game, and for some reason, when he was keep pushing it back to 10, he just gave up. I don't know. But I need him tonight. Give me them 15, 14, 15, 16 boards today. Give me some defense today. I don't care who he's guarding. I need him to be in front of his, if it's Bam or whoever, I need him to play some defense today. Okay? That's that. Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, some of you, and some of you Knicks fans are really sickening. Some of you are sickening. That's why, you know what I'm doing now? If I don't like your comment, I'm going to boot you from my channel. I don't give a crap. I'm telling y'all. I don't need this money. I'm going to give you, I'll boot you from my channel. Some of y'all don't understand. The Knicks would not be here. They do not get past the Cleveland Cavaliers without Mitchell Robinson. Okay? And Mitch Rob needs his teammates to do their job. Julius Randle. He needs his teammates to do their job. Okay? And so if they're doing their job, that allows him to be what he is. Not only the rim protector, which he is, but the best offensive rebounder in the NBA. And that would help the Knicks win this basketball game. Okay? Now, Mitch Rob needs to practice his free throws. There's no doubt about that. But that's not something we didn't know already. Okay? That's something we didn't know. He needs to practice his free throws. Yes. But this is where we at right now. And right now, I need him to continue to be the best offensive rebounder in the NBA and to protect the rim. But I need his teammates to do their job. Okay? Then there comes Mobb Deep. I had some fool putting laugh emojis because of Mobb Deep. Because, you know what? When they're not having a good series or they're not having a good game, all of a sudden it's time to laugh. Without Mobb Deep, the Knicks wouldn't even have been in the playoffs. They wouldn't even be here. Okay? How many games over the last 3 years has Mobb Deep saved? There were games last year when the Knicks were down because of the starting unit and come back because of Mobb Deep. They have not been unleashed here. Part of that, I will give you, is Tom Thibodeau's fault. He's not. You cannot play Obi Toppin 6 minutes. You can't do that. And if you want to win, you better play Deuce McBride, especially if IQ is not playing. I need to see 15 to 20 minutes of Deuce McBride. Please pick this up. I hope he does. Okay? You cannot get by with 7-man rotation. Miami, Tom came on there after the last loss and said, well, Miami played a 7. No, they didn't play a 7-man rotation. They played an 8-man rotation. And that 10, 11 minutes they gave to that 8th man made all the difference in the world. Okay, especially in these tight playoff games. We need the whole 9 to play. But if you can't do that, give me Obi, give me Deuce, give me Hartenstein. And you're going to give us Hart. Problem is, he's been depending too much on Josh Hart. Okay, like I said, Josh Hart is good, but he is a perfect bench piece. You don't need to play him 40 minutes a game. Okay, you don't. I know the hype, but you don't. If we could just play our regular 9-man rotation and we can get 15 minutes at least for Deuce and we can get 15, 20 minutes for Obi, we'd be in good shape here. Okay, we'd be in good shape here. So that will give us the production. That's what we're missing. We're missing the production from Mobb Deep. Okay, that's what we're missing. We're missing the production from Mobb Deep. If we were to get that, we'd have won this series already. All right, but we haven't been. And part of the reason is Tibbs is trying to match Miami. And I hear that. He's been doing that his whole career. He matches what the other team does. Some of y'all say, well, he plays the starters long. He's really what he does. If he sees their star player leave, he'll take his star player out. And then he'll match it, especially in a defensive matchup. He takes the matchup of his defensive guy out when they take their guy out. Okay? And that's what he's been doing since he was in Chicago. But here, sometimes he doesn't do it. And here, he needs to not do it. He needs to play his rotation. Just play his rotation, his 9-man rotation, and you can win the basketball game. And again, I'm going to say this. If Deuce McBride gets more than 20, 22 minutes, the Knicks will win this basketball game. That's the key here. He can't, 4 minutes. If you give this kid 15 minutes, you're going to be in the basketball game. But if you give him 20 plus, you will win the basketball game. It's really that simple. I know it sounds crazy, right? But that's, I haven't even had, I can't say a statistical fact because I hadn't looked it up. But I know that's how it's been going. Okay? Play Deuce, 20, 22 minutes. And see, when you're playing with Emmanuel quickly, I can understand him not getting that. I can understand that because it's quick. But quick is out today. Okay? So you got to stick with your guns today. There's no need to play 5 guys or 7 guys and think you're battling. All you're doing is wearing them out. We need all 9 guys to play today. I don't need to see Fournier. And I daggone sure don't need to say Derrick Rose. Some of y'all tripping with this nostalgia crap. Look, we're trying to win this game. So let's play these 9 dudes. That's the rotation. And let's play them some minutes. Okay? Yeah. That's how they can win the basketball game. So you can get RJ involved, Q-Dog. You're going to be throwing bodies at Jimmy Butler. But you also want to make him work on the defensive end of the floor. Q-Dog could do that. He can. So this is how they can win the game. They may not do it, and they may not win. This might be the last game of the season. I hope it's not. I'd like to see them get a W on the Garden floor. At least their 2 wins came at Madison Square Garden. This would be really good. But again, the key thing here is, can you win against Miami with playoff Jimmy Butler? If you can do that, you have a chance to go forward. Maybe not. Your season might end tonight. That's how it is. We'll see. Anyway, if they lose, tomorrow's another different narrative. Now we start talking about the summer. But for now, let's get this W at MSG. Y'all enjoy your Wednesday. Shalom.